celebrate Reconciliation Day. And firstly, with my deepest respect, I'd like to acknowledge all our elders, past, present, and emerging. And I'd like to highlight that this is sort of like the motto of the day, great corporations. So without further ado, welcome Beiji, please.
Yeah, it's an amazing and beautiful place down here at Crystal Waters. I'd like to pay my respects to my elders, past and present, and any traditional custodians of all the lands that are here today that we're having this reconciliation meeting on. To touch on reconciliation a little bit, for myself personally, I really feel that we need to first of all reconcile within ourselves. There's a lot of pain and trauma that's carried throughout the generations, my grandmother and my mother being part of the stolen generation. So like them, for me personally, we've had some healing to do, and once we heal ourselves, I believe we can come together and heal one another to move forward.
Integration has never been a problem for me personally, but I've been very aware that as a nation it is important for us to come to terms with our First Nation people. One thing that I find interesting is that I've never accepted the concept of land ownership. I've never owned land in my own name by myself, and it's always seemed a strange thing to me to think that we as humans can own land, put a line around it and say that's ours. To me, having use of access to land was the important thing.
And for about the past decade I've been working with the Ration Shed out of Cherbourg, creating a digital archive of a whole load of resources that came to light after the whole dormitory system was dismantled. And they've created what is really an amazing resource for Southeast Queensland if you ever want to get in touch with Indigenous history in the area. And we created the first Cherbourg memory, which is still up and running today. We've got a whole bunch of timelines and storytelling experiences that you can go on and understand the history of the whole Cherbourg experience.
I want to share a few snippets from my life. This is when Sabine asked me to speak. I thought some of the things I've experienced in my life connected to Indigenous people and communities and ceremony really have touched me so deeply that every step I take now is informed by that in some way. So many Indigenous women have come to join us now over the years, doing ceremony together, not just white women doing our kind of version of ceremony, but bridging, walking that with Indigenous women so that gradually over many, many years the trust has been built enough that Indigenous women who are emerging as elders and stepping up more and more have been able to come into the fullness of not just bookending a ceremony with a smoking and then something at the end, but co-creating and dreaming it, all of us together, and gifting that.
So I'm still building those bridges. The first deep journey of building bridges was when I met Sabine and Yui. I went to Europe and throughout Germany and looking at performing arts in Germany, Denmark, and places like that, because the major cities, they probably wouldn't even go over here to see us, because their image is not the way they see it. Their image is to see us running down Main Street of Brisbane or down in Queen Street or King Street down in Sydney with a spear hunting a kangaroo. And that's a different way of thinking.